Devant toi, mon cœur se serre. Devant toi.
Paris is an architectural gem, a cultural mecca of art, food, and people, all of which makes the City of Lights one of the world's most visited destinations. From its many manicured gardens to cafe after cafe of tree-lined streets, Paris has an energy and vibe unlike any other city. You can easily get lost in one of its many prized museums, or spend an entire day shopping down the famed Champs-Élysées. Whatever it is you choose, Paris has a little bit of something for everyone. Paris' story is a diverse one, made up of many ethnicities that have shaped the city into what it is today. One of the best ways to explore the city is to taste it. Food's a universal language that brings people together. It tells a story of people and culture. So with food as my compass, I'm stepping away from the tourist lines and I'm going straight to where the Parisians live, eat, and play. Paris is divided into 20 districts, or arrondissements, and my favorite is Trocadéro, in the 16th. My favorite pastry is the pain au chocolat, a buttery, flaky piece of perfection filled with dark chocolate. Legend actually has it that Marie Antoinette introduced this sweet little roll to France. Whether that's true or not, there is no sweeter way to start the day, and maybe even taste a little bit of history. A lot of times people ask me, what's different about France than, let's say, Italy? Well, in France, it's all about the bakery and the pastry, the patisserie. In Italy, it's all about the food, the pastas, the prosciutto, and the meats. So here, the food, the pastry is just spectacular. You have this incredible, flaky pastry goodness with just this buttery dough that's been turned like at least 8 times over multiple hours. Look at that. Incredible. You know a dough is good when it bites you. And the absolute best part about coming to Café du Trocadéro, other than the café au lait, other than the pain au chocolat, other than the croissant, is a picture-perfect money shot of the Eiffel Tower. We are at Pont Alexander III, which is, of course, a very famous bridge that you see in many movies that feature Paris. It's just striking with the beautiful black lanterns, the gold statues, and then, of course, Napoleon's tomb in Belle. For my next stop, I decided to check out the Hood. Part cafe, part coffee house, this eclectic local hotspot is a community space for creativity. The Hood is yours is their motto. No prejudices, just love and smiles. And that's exactly how I felt. Within my first 5 minutes, I met at least half a dozen people, customers and staff, or should I say family. And they were more than eager to welcome me into this creative space. It wasn't long after my arrival that I met Khanh-Ly, chef and co-owner of the Hood, who quickly put me to work and showed me exactly what the Hood is all about.
Okay, so the menu is very Asian fusion.
Okay.
Because I'm Vietnamese. Well, I was born in France, so all the dishes are inspired by my Vietnamese roots. So we have this very, typical street food item. It is called the Bánh.
Okay.
So just a Vietnamese sandwich. We do everything in the house here, from the curry paste to the chili sauce. To the
Fantastic.
Everything. We
Curry
pickled
paste.
everything.
Wow, pickled, even
Yes.
better. I love anything pickled.
Yeah, we pickled everything here, so
Good.
yeah, you can have this. Okay.
So we're putting on my fighting gear now. Excellent. We're going to put my culinary skills to the test.
So this is a vegan mayonnaise.
Okay.
Made with soy tofu.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay. Silk tofu. So we put just salad.
Okay.
This is organic salad.
What makes
French.
it yellow?
Turmeric.
Okay,
Turmeric and lemon.
turmeric.
Yes. Everything is flavored because the banh mi is a street item, but it's supposed to be very, very flavored.
Okay, so we have regular lettuce, the
Yes,
green lettuce.
green lettuce, cucumber,
Cucumber.
pickled carrot. Okay, and
Pickled
this is,
carrot,
Yeah,
okay.
this is a chicken one. So the chicken is cooked in coconut milk and dill.
Wow, does that look good? Dill's wonderful.
Yeah, it
Look
goes. Yeah, it goes very well with chicken and coconut actually. This chicken and then coriander. So we leave the whole coriander together.
Coriander, interesting.
Yes, because it's
The stem,
taste.
I think, always has a lot of flavor.
Exactly, that's the most flavorful
And the
part.
mint.
And the mint, and that's it.
Fantastic.
A little bit of black sesame. Okay, and that's it. And
Gorgeous.
then people just like take it away.
Bánh mi is a classic Vietnamese street food. Invented in the 1950s, this delicious little sandwich is a baguette filled with savory meats and vegetables. Now you might be wondering, baguette and Vietnamese? The baguette was introduced to Vietnam in the mid-19th century when Vietnam was part of French Indochina, becoming a mainstay in the early 20th century and later making its way, of course, to the US following the Vietnam War.
And you hired.
Et voila!
I love
Well, I'll take it.
it. It looks great. Well done.
I can handle this.
Voila.
Love the bell.
Done. Voila.
Oh, show off. Look at that.
Yeah, you see
He
it.
even dotted the heart.
As for coffee, the French are just as serious. A little art, mostly science. I got a quick education from Florent in how to make the perfect cappuccino. And it all begins with the beans.
Like,
Oh, so you weigh the
yeah.
amount.
After the beans are ground, they're weighed precisely to 17.5 grams.
Yeah, so we try to be consistent shot after shot.
Okay.
A simple, gentle tamp and twist packed the espresso, and into the machine it went, but only for 32 to 34 seconds. Any longer, and the espresso will be bitter. Any shorter, too acidic. Steam the milk, try your hand at Fomart, and you have
Wow.
the perfect cappuccino.
So
And then
beautiful.
From banh mi to cappuccinos, my experience at the Hood would not be complete without a slice of their famous Pandan Cake. And I decided to enjoy a bite with Hood regular and expat Kate.
So pandan is like an herb from Southeast Asia, so
Okay.
Singapore, Malaysia, these countries.
Pandan to the Asian world is what vanilla is to the Western world. The long, vibrant green leaves yield a taste that is unique and difficult to nail down, but it is somewhere between coconut, citrus, and a nutty flavor. Think lemongrass.
The Hood is really the first place who brought it to Paris as an ingredient used in cooking, and now we've transformed it into this cake. I say we because I feel like it's...
You are part of
no,
it.
I
This
mean,
is great.
no, the chef and the owner, I mean, they brought this to Paris, and it's really incredible. And it's really the only place you can find it, actually.
And it's the
in Paris.
pandan that gives the cake this beautiful, rich
Yeah.
emerald color.
Actually, yeah, and it's like a chiffon cake, so it has that great like sponge texture that you like can't find anywhere else.
I
with your
love
coffee.
chiffon.
Yeah.
In America, we say chiffon. But chiffon sounds so much better.
Yeah. So it's
I
very
love
delicious.
it. And look at the jiggle of the cake. You know the cake is good when it has a little jiggle.
Yeah.
Well, let's give this a try.
All right, let's get at
Ladies
it.
first.
It's my 12th or 13th pound.
Oh,
this
is
summer.
it? Wow.
I mean, just so light and sugary and delicious.
And moist.
Yeah.
So, for those of you that have not had a chiffon cake, it tastes somewhere between like an angel food cake and a sponge cake and a vanilla cake. It's so good. This is going to be something I'm going to make back home for sure. I just have to find the pandan.
You just have to find the pandan.
I was telling Pearl and Khanh-Ly that I could just sit inside all day, all afternoon, like you are,
Yeah.
on the computer, having your cup of coffee, having lunch. It's really cool.
Yeah,
Really
and it kind of
nice.
has that living room vibe, like with the stairs and
Doesn't
the
it?
couches and stuff. Yeah, I love it.
I'm on my way to the first arrondissement. And when you're halfway across town, take the metro. It's easy and it's always an experience. Now, the Louvre Rivoli station is about as much museum as I need. But if you have your heart set on seeing the Mona Lisa, here's how to do it in under 30 minutes.
The tip is this. If you're going to go to the Louvre, try to go first thing in the morning or towards the end of the day when they close, because you can completely avoid the lines, especially if you come during tourist season. However, I'm going to show you, if you're not that much of a museum person, how to get in and get out, seeing the most important work of art in there, the Mona Lisa. If you do the Louvre, or you don't do the Louvre, one of my favorite things to do when I come to this area, to the Louvre, is to the Café Marly, Le Café Marly, for an incredible view, killer cocktails, and just to relax and take it all in.
Inspired by all this art, I've worked up an appetite. So I'm on my way to check out Frenchy Wine Bar for some wine, cheese, and tapas. Down an unassuming alley, you'll find Frenchy Wine Bar. Whitewashed stone walls and low-hanging dark beams set the ambiance for this small but elegant space. I was greeted by Francois, who took me on a culinary journey of my own, beginning with a crisp and refreshing champagne, a Soleil-Sans Brut from Jean-Marc Select. 50% Chardonnay, 40% Pinot Noir, and the rest Pinot Meunier, a little pear, a little apple, and a little earth. It was a perfect start.
I like it. I'm very picky with champagne. This is really, really good.
So I think you want more.
I think I would take more.
The slogan at Frenchy is everything. I want to eat everything. And that is exactly what we did, beginning with the most creamy and savory foie gras I have ever had. Figs and crispy lardons added to the complexity of the dish, and it was a perfect match with the 2012 white Burgundy from Jean-Philippe Fichet.
Santé.
Santé.
And then it was on to a rich, smoky pork terrine. A little fat, a little bacon wrap, some prune chutney, watercress, and mustard seeds all made this terrine one of my absolute favorites. A terrine is basically a composition of meat molded in like a bread pan or a loaf pan.
So gazpacho.
I was then surprised by a green grape gazpacho, made of grapes, cucumber, almonds, olive oil, bread, and a little milk, finished with roasted almonds, burrata, basil, and mint. This delicious soup hit the spot.
So we'll try another wine with the...
For our next wine, we move from Burgundy to the Loire Valley to try Cour Cheverny by Michel Gendrier.
Really
So
good.
this one is really clean, really fresh, really crispy.
Fantastic flavor.
Exactly.
Excellent.
At Frenchy, we have every time 4 different kind of cheese.
Next, I got a crash course in cheese. I was surprised to learn that all the cheeses at Frenchy Wine Bar are from the UK, which I found not only cool, but quite avant-garde considering I was in the cheese capital of the world. I tried 4 different cheeses: goat, Saint-James, a sheep milk soft and creamy, cheddar, and a Stilton Blue. Not too dry, not too creamy, all served with apple chutney, mustard seeds, honey, and amarella cherries, a sour cherry.
It's not fair that I live in the States and probably can't get this.
Laurent Abrard.
Although I love red wine with cheese, I found out that is a big no-no. You must always drink white wine with cheese. Moving from the Loire Valley, we now headed to the northern part of the Rhone Valley to try a white Croge Hermitage, or something like that. A combination of 2 white grapes grown there, the Marsanne, which is 90% of the bottle, and Roussanne, 10%.
I get a very earthy tone to the white, which is pretty typical for Rhone, but lighter than normal.
Yeah, finally I really like when the wine you have a little bit of freshness at the end or a little bit more mineral to have a well balanced. Sometimes, at the beginning it's a little bit, you can feel it from the Rhone Valley, it's a little bit heavy white.
That's right.
But finally at the end it's more fresh and
it's so enjoyable. The Rhone wine, fabulous.
And the coup de grace was dessert, a deconstructed pavlova. Meringue, fromage blanc, vanilla, strawberries, melon, basil, and watermelon ice cream. Unbelievable.
good. Huh?
And the best part is not just the flavor, but what I like about it is it's light.
Exactly.
So this is a dessert you do not feel guilty eating after a night of cheese and wine and terrine.
It's not too sweet, not too heavy, it's fresh and
Very mellow. I love it.
For my last wine pairing, this by far was the most interesting. A sparkling pink wine. Back to the Loire Valley from producer Landron Chartier near the Muscadet area.
And you will see it's a little bit pink. So it's fresh, but it's a little bit fruity with strawberries. It's really good.
Beautiful
It's
color.
sweet. Yeah.
Well, this has been a fantastic experience.
Yeah,
I cannot thank
it's a
you
good
enough,
dinner.
Francois, for welcoming me to
My job.
Frenchy. I love it. Well,
Thank you
a
so
job well
much,
done.
Marcel. Thank you.
Tout le ciel bleu vole en silence.
After Frenchy, I decided to take a stroll across the way to clearly a place where the locals go for drinks and a little bit more, on Rue Montorgueil. Not a tourist in sight, except for me. I was in the heart of Paris' trendy local night spot.
Tête légère, regard au loin, rainbow les joies éphémères.
But the night wouldn't be complete without a nightcap back in the 16th arrondissement at one of my favorite stops, La Scosa, where they serve up a drink that truly lives up to its name. Vodka, passion fruit, vanilla syrup, and champagne. And as Sebastian explained, it starts with a shot of champagne, and then, well, things get a little dirty.
And then you have to take the passion fruit
Okay.
and you have to lick it. That's why the cocktail is it's the Porn
The
Star
porn
Martini.
star. Oh,
Yes.
it's starting to make sense.
Yes.
Okay. Well, santé.
Santé. Cheers. Yes, like that.
Excellent.
Thank you.
From my morning chocolate fix to serving up banh mi, from countless wines and tapas, I've tasted local Paris. A mix of comfort and contrast, and all around, it's been illuminating.